Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 4 of Outfitting Unity. Again, our podcast is about connecting and uniting people one brand at a time. And today, this is kind of funny, welcome back again. So Kelly Pozda was on our episode 4 initial shoot, and we tried to do it over a webcast, and we didn't love it. And so we're going to get real honest.
We're going to get very honest.
Yeah, we didn't love the output, so we're doing it again.
Doing it again.
But welcome to our new showroom.
I mean, this is incredible. I walked in today, I was like, I just want to look and I want to feel and I want to touch everything and bring this all to our store.
That's awesome, and you should.
Yes.
So this is the new Nameify showroom, and what this is all the brands that we work with merchandised. So it's a lot of fun for us to see it, and we had our customer advisory board here today. Kelly Pozda with Blackwood. I'll have her introduce herself, and then we'll talk about what she does for us.
Absolutely. So I work 2 separate roles, so my corporate role is at Blackwood, so we're a 3rd-generation family-owned cybersecurity organization, and what that really means is we help customers navigate the complex world of cybersecurity through advising them and providing, upfront engineering, more of just like advice to customers before we even charge them, almost being that like consultative partner to them, because as we know, there is over 4,000 cybersecurity solutions, and how is a customer who also has to put out fires and do the day-to-day also going to look at new and upcoming technology. So really unique. Linda Blackwood in 1977 founded the company. So proud to work for an almost 50-year organization.
Rare these days.
Yeah, so rare, because a lot of what we see in the tech side is people are, companies are getting acquired, they're merging, the new is coming out.
It's a great roll-up.
Right, and exactly, and we've survived we've survived 4 decades, and we're really looking forward to 50 years here soon. But yeah, it's very...
That is a big milestone. I've been a part of one organization where we did that. Yeah. It's a neat feeling.
It is. And, within my role at Blackwood, I came from the sales side, which is unique, and I came from the inside rep. And I was calling, I was emailing, and I was, doing all these things on LinkedIn to kind of create my brand. So they would pick up the phone. And so when they saw my name, they'd be like, oh, well, she connected with me on LinkedIn, and, she's doing things, outside the day-to-day. And that's kind of what led me to the passion project that I created with someone I never really met other than on the phone. Humans of Tech is the other lens that, I work with, I would say, Axomo through. And it's a really interesting passion project that's kind of come to life over the years through just the power of LinkedIn and, interviewing, I would say, tech executives, but from a lens that is just more on the personal side, talking about burnout and talking about their personal life, things that they don't get to talk about on a normal day.
That's awesome. Yeah. More relatable. So that's cool.
Exactly.
If you haven't checked it out, Humans of Tech.
Yes.
Great podcast.
Yes.
So one of the things that's fun for us is Kelly is a super user of Axomo. Thank you for being a super user. Yeah. But she's also on our customer advisory board. And it's something that I think has been so fun for us to have our customers come join us. So because we filmed this the second time, Kelly actually got to keynote at our product launch. So if you're seeing this, we officially launched Axomo 4.0 yesterday to the public. Thank you for being on stage with us.
Of course.
Great job. And we're going to launch it tomorrow digitally. Yeah. So it's fun to talk about this because this will be recorded later, but it's fun to be in the middle of marketing, of product launches. Yes. And so you're doing a lot to prepare for your 50th anniversary, and it's just fun to be here. So now that you've been a part of ours and in the middle of it, because we're launching, our team is right behind camera, and we're launching tomorrow at 2 p.m., and it's fun, the anticipation, the plan that was put together, it's happening, it's going according to plan. That feels great. So how are you preparing to talk to your community through Blackwood? And so Humans of Tech is for Kelly and Caroline, and then for Blackwood, you've got a big event coming up. So what's on your team's mind? What are you thinking about? Marketing is that great voice that we get to connect our vision, our mission, vision, message, like one word, right? There should be one word. But and take it through all these channels to get a customer to go, you're solving my problem. So what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Our initial, why we chose Axomo was for the drop shipping, for the inventory warehousing, because we were going remote. We were going fully remote, and I needed a way to get all of our branded items and marketing materials out without me being at the office. And so that's initially what I found Axomo through, but now it's really opened my eye to not just the drop shipping and the inventory, but the unique way that you all bring these gifts, I would say, not necessarily swag, but these gifts to people without it feeling like everyone else is getting it, right? So Axomo, it does a great job of providing that like one-off, like you get what you choose, and that feeling is just kind of like hits different when you choose it. And it's not just like, okay, we just brought in 5 boxes to the office and everyone picks their size. It's like you chose that item for a reason, and there's a reason behind why someone's gonna choose a zip up versus, a quarter zip. Like there's meaning and purpose through it. And so I think to that point, like I'm gonna go back to my team and just get them excited about that, like the culture and bringing like the way that
the heritage of the brand is going to live through.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and also just getting them excited about new items, like being, we launched our store a year ago with you all. And to be honest, I kind of just poured a lot of items on there. And now.
And they look great, by the way.
And they're great and everyone's happy. But now I can go back and I've learned so much, and especially with this new 4.0, to be able to, I'm going to go launch a brand new, like not a brand new store, but a new category of like items that I, touched and felt and curated for our
hey, wasn't it this new hoodie? You're like, okay, I need to get this.
I was like, I need that, and I know someone who needs that, and my engineer would really love that jacket because they are like. So I'm just constantly thinking about how everyone can get what they want.
That's great.
And bring that back to the team. And so I think it's funny. I had someone reach out about a golf. They're like, oh, when are we getting credit for Axomo next? I want to get that golf, polo. And I'm like, no, wait, like there's more coming. There's a better one coming. There's a better experience coming. And so
Nike's launched their spring line, just chill.
Exactly. Like Travis Matthew. And like there's so many different ones that and those hats, like I want to bring that all, and I want everyone to get excited about that through, and also our HR team. Like I've learned a lot this week about how marketing and HR can not work so siloed, but work together.
Intersect and overlap.
And I'm so excited to go back to our HR, team of one as well, and get, him excited about how we can bring, increase our culture through just like these different ideas. And also what this brought is the thought leadership that was in the room yesterday was so invaluable. All of these people coming together and using the platform in different ways. And so, once someone said that they provide a stipend every year, and the stipend is for show up to work how you feel best. And I was like, that's really interesting, because you can get a walking pad, or you can get a mouse pad and you can set up your office space, or you can go get, a cycle studio pass or something like that. So like I'm learning a lot of ways, not just through branded items, but to increase culture.
That's awesome. So I do have a question on the thing that you introduced yesterday in the keynote.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this day with 50 Cent. You got to meet 50 Cent and spend a day with him.
Yes. So back in college, there's a horse race, and you can either go to the infield and you can party, and normally it rains.
Where was college, by the way?
College is in Baltimore, Maryland, in Towson. I went to Towson University.
Awesome.
So in Preakness is the horse race. And so all my friends were going to the infield, and the infield is where the party's at. And I was like, you know what? Like, I need to make some money. So I'm going to apply through a modeling agency, actually, interestingly enough, to, go to Preakness and work there. And so we get to this wardrobe room, and I'm like, I just got approved to be a model. They put us in these outfits that look like the clapping monkey. Like you have the bow tie, like it was spot on. And so I'm like, all right.
This is way better than the one sentence from the keynote.
And I'm like, I am dressed and I am ready to go like to these corporate tents, because that's what we were working. Under Armour's huge in Baltimore, so they had a big tent.
Yep.
And then there was,
I've been there. It's super cool. Yeah.
Amazing, right in the heart of Baltimore.
Yep.
And then, there's these other tents. And so I had no idea that effing vodka, it's 50 cents vodka. And Maker's
Now
Mark.
you know, yeah.
I don't even know if it's still around, to be honest. And Maker's Mark were one tent. And I happened to get paired with that tent. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I walk up to the tent and, my job was to make sure the right people were in and the right people.
You're like the bouncer.
I was pretty much
at this horse race.
For 50 cents.
Dressed like a monkey.
Dressed like a monkey, being the bouncer. And so, it was so funny because
I haven't done that yet. I'm going to write that down and I'll do that next year. Yeah.
Everyone was like, yeah, Mr. Curtis Jackson's coming in 15. And I'm just like, all right, Mr. Curtis Jackson, I don't know where he's on the list because I'm the bouncer. And then the one girl goes, 50 Cent. And I was like, 50 Cent's coming. Yeah. And so that was the moment where he came and I was like, yep, you're good to go into your tent.
You look like the album cover. Okay, come in. Yeah.
And so we hung out. He was in his tent the rest of the day because he just performed and he hung out. His family came by.
Totally cool guy, huh?
Totally cool guy. I spoke 10 words to him, but I feel like I know each other and I'm sure he remembers me too.
Right, yeah. Kelly Pozda, good to see you again.
Exactly. But yeah, and then I think at one point he was like, which horse should I race on? And I gave him which one. He came back and gave me a $50 bill.
Oh,
but
cool.
Through that day, I was like, all my friends were wasting money on the infield and on whatever else they were doing. I was...
Look at you being resourceful.
Yeah, so that's the story behind 50 Cent.
There's a story about 400 pounds of cabbage, which we'll talk about later.
Yes.
But Kelly has her own podcast, Humans of Tech, and we're going to kind of podcast each other.
Let's do it.
So why don't let's hit this is called the fish bowl.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't recommend putting fish in here, but it's like a bowl.
Probably would not go well because it's a holy hat.
It breathes.
It breathes, yes.
Yeah,
but the rules of Humans of Tech are three. So number one, we randomly pick questions live on air to all of our guests.
I hope these are good because I'm not good,
And we refreshed these in the beginning of the year because we went through all of our questions with our last guest. So we had to, come up with some new questions. Second is we don't edit or re-record typically because we didn't really have time. Yeah. We didn't have time.
Take two.
It was kind of just at 9 p.m. I started working on things for it and write the captions for the episodes and stuff. Yeah. Then number three is we just ask that our guests answer authentically. So
guys, I'm going to try to be authentic. So help me. All right.
The anticipation.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Buckle up.
My mom.
Mom, I want to come home. What's one risk you took in your career that completely paid off?
Wow. Okay, got to go with the first thing that comes to mind, right?
Yeah.
So I was working for Disney during college. I got the job while in high school. I was an entertainer. I moved to the art department. I thought I would stay there forever. During the process of college, I was a classically trained illustrator. And again, I was already working in the industry I wanted to work in for the company I wanted to work in. So I was like, check. Well, a friend of mine brought me a script my senior year, and it was a terrible independent film script. Marcus, I didn't mean that, bro. It was mediocre.
You're dropping names over here.
Yeah, he knows. Well, this will help, that comment. So anyway, I read the script and I was like, oof. And he's like, will you storyboard it? And I was like,
this one?
Yeah.
You got another one?
I need experience, And I wanted to get into Hollywood and be like a creative director, a production designer. That was like the next goal. And I could stay with Disney and try things. And so anyway, I just wanted to be a part of a film. And so they were filming. They had a crew and a script. And it was awful. It was. Yeah. And so anyway, that night I took charge. And I kind of took over, and that probably isn't the first time that's happened, but it was very natural, to be honest with you. Yeah. Like I just asked some qualifying questions, and they were like, "Hey, that was a great question. Can you help? Can you help?" And so we ended up making a pretty good little short out of it.
Okay.
It was called The Gun Show, and it's about like the one-hit wonder. No, so in a way, like it was like the crazy insecurity we have, coming like trying to make a name for ourselves, and so this begins the risk. So then we make this great short. We ended up having a great night. Yeah. And so I'm grateful that I asked some hard questions. And we then, my senior year of college, I went to Comic-Con and was representing the school. I had made a couple of things that won some awards and won some money for the school. And so I was representing the school at Comic-Con. You ever been to Comic-Con?
No, never.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
It's an experience. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not my jam, but it's an experience. And so it's morphed over the years. It used to be about comic books. They should call it MovieCon now.
Now it's like, I feel like the people too that you meet there. And
oh yeah, all the cosplay, like the crazy cool things that people make. You find those on Instagram Reels once a year. You're like, oh. And some you're like, wow, how did you do that? So I met a film producer there, and he was with Dark Horse Entertainment.
Okay.
And so I watched his panel, and I saw these films that were the same quality of ours, and I was like, hey, ours is so lo-fi,
right?
And it's okay. Like it's not great, but it's okay, you know. And so people were like randomly talking to him afterwards, and so I was like, you know what? Like I am gonna go pitch our film right now. Yeah. And so I did. I walked up and I was like, hey, Mr. Sir, you know, and I said, cool, I'm a filmmaker. How does someone like me pitch to someone like you? And he's like, how about next Tuesday? You know, and I was like, right. Yeah. That sounds great. Yeah, you know, I totally had a shift at Disney, like in the middle of something. And so I called in sick, and we went and pitched, and they said yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that began a 4-year career in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh. And so like, I guess that one instance of you seeing like, okay, I can do this because they're doing it, and did that give you the confidence, or what gave you the confidence to be like, yep, I'm good, this lo-fi, film is good to go, I'm gonna go pitch it. Like that takes so much confidence.
I guess I didn't think that it took confidence.
Okay,
I guess it does, but no, I just, I wanted to do it, I guess is probably like the
passion.
Yes, extremely passionate. And when I saw that these were like probably like 6 people on a crew. Yeah. And like friends that came, and they're going to be distributed at Sundance, these films, and I'm like, really, And I'm like, ours is super not different. We can play in this league. Yeah. And so I walked right up. I just thought like, if they can do it, so can I.
I love that.
And so it was fun, and that wasn't where this journey ended. They said yes, which turned into like 1,000 other meetings with a lot of different projects, but when they said yes, we left. Marcus and I, we did it, guy. It got better. It was so fun because it was Marcus's idea. It was, we had a crew, Matt and everybody. Like it was just fun because it was just supposed to be like this fun thing. We didn't intend on them saying yes. Yeah. And I'll save the story for the rest of the things that happened. But great question. Yeah. I think walking up, like that changed my career that moment, because then we ended up starting a company called the Juniper Sequence. And we spent 4 years in Hollywood. We pitched that film again at a much bigger studio. Wow. After developing it with some great writers. And it was so neat, because then years later when we sold the film, and selling it means you got production rights. Okay. We all went to an Italian restaurant that night, and it felt like
celebrated hard.
Ocean's 11. Like we just did the Bellagio job.
You like walked out. You're like,
The sense of accomplishment was so fun, but it was a lot of work, a lot of creative energy. It was neat.
I think that's so relatable too. Is like when you see someone else doing something that like you thought was a dumb idea, or you saw like you are thinking about the same thing, and you're like, they can do it, I can do it, let's do it. Like, but that doesn't come easy, so that's a huge risk.
It was fun. Yeah, good question. Wow.
Yeah, random question.
Got vulnerable, guys.
Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes.
All right, my turn. Okay, no questions, but some fun gifts. So, guys, we have a surprise for Kelly. So this is the first one, and this is not thing 1, thing 2, but this is things. So that's the first box, and it's coming with this is our outfitting Unity. I'm not going to try to move it too much because of what's in there.
Oh, okay.
But this is our outfitting Unity official. Okay. So this is for you, and then we've got some more coming. So let's get those.
Oh my gosh. I feel like there's one right there, but now it has the Humans of Tech logo right on it.
It's a sweet logo. Where'd you get that?
So, story. You guys, you all could Axomo not only was
Can't see that.
not only brought us on, but was asking if we had a logo, and I was like, no, it's kind of just been this side hustle, and never really thought that far and didn't have time. And so Manny from your team,
Good job, Manny.
created. Shout out to Manny, because what I love about this logo, and now I'm like really, it's shining on here, is that the H, the humanity, at the center of the people, there's little dots around it, of technology. And I just think that it's such a tasteful logo too.
Look at you and your podcast. Woo! Keep going.
All
right, here's more.
Okay, this is awesome. Oops. All right. Box number 2. Oh, this looks comfortable. This is, not only did you guys do such a good job picking the color too, I feel like this muted teal is such a trendy color.
I think that's what came to mind is there a muted teal color?
Yeah, exactly. My eyes. No, I was just kidding. No, this is perfect. I live in Florida, so I'm not going to wear this on long walks with my dog, but I will wear it.
That 1 week period in January when it's a little bit cold for a couple days.
I'm going to wear this on every Zoom call.
There you go.
So people know.
Well, we're not done. Keep going.
Oh my gosh. This is truly Christmas morning. Look at me trying to put the boxes on and be put together.
You don't have to save the wrapping paper. We'll take care of this.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. All right, this is where all my thoughts are gonna go for Humans of Tech. This is a black notebook. And what I love about this, and you guys didn't know this, but it's the little things when you get an item. I'm constantly I feel like losing my page in my book. And look at that. You can save your spot. So.
Awesome.
Notebook. Oh my gosh.
All right, here's the real surprise. You didn't see this coming. So that was fun for you. Now you get to pick a member of your team at Blackwood and gift them $250 in swag. On air. Guys, we're going to find out who needs some love. Some props.
I have one engineer that has been with me from the start, who's just been so passionate, has worked his way up, but also when I was on the sales side, answered all of my questions, because I came into cybersecurity from the construction world. I didn't share those stories, but truly came in from not knowing anything about cybersecurity, and he totally helped me every single time I called him with a super crazy, dumb question. He just completely answered my question, and sorry, I'm gonna call. And Gabe Guzman.
Gabe Guzman.
He is getting the gift card because...
Give it up for Gabe. That's
he's
awesome.
the one that I thought of about the hoodie,
right?
because he also is so passionate about when he goes to events. And I think that's in the future, I would love to send him to more, because he not only promotes our brand very well, but all the technologies that we sell, he knows how to speak very well about each one of those. And so
that's cool.
I can't wait to, he's
coming to you, bro.
Coming to you, Gabe.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you had someone that immediately came to mind. How does it feel to give him something?
Honestly, amazing. I feel like I've been taking in, not selfishly everything this week, but a little bit, because I'm experiencing something that I really want to give back to my team when I go back. This week, I wish I could bottle it up and go take it back to my team. And next week on our company stand-up, give everyone the experience. And so I feel like I'm giving him just a taste of and of the experience that I witnessed this week.
Awesome.
So, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell him about this. He's gonna be so excited. He also is the one that sends me all of these gadgets that he's like, we need this on our store. We need this on our store. He's always thinking.
Is that?
Yeah, and he actually drives a car that's probably it is one of the smallest mini cars I've ever seen in my entire life. And he always breaks down before conferences, and we're just keep chugging along, Gabe, you'll get there. But he'll fix it on the side of the road. Get your foot out the door. But he's so passionate about the people and the culture and what we're building too, from an engineering standpoint, that I'm gonna be very excited. I'm very excited to give this to him.
Awesome. Well, from us to you, we hope that you accept the gesture and super excited.
Thank you so much.
So one parting question,
Yep.
and as we think about like the future of Axomo,
Yep.
software is a tool like a hammer. Advertising is a way to express it. If you could like take away, you just attended the keynote, you spoke at it, there was the panels. Feedback for us, and maybe share, with our audience.
Yeah.
What's the one takeaway that you're like, wish I could bottle this up? You were saying stuff like that. What's the, like, if I take away anything from this week, what was it?
The engagement with your team can be more than just like handing them an item, but continuing that experience for them throughout the whole process. So with the new 4.0 dashboard and being able to show like the engagement and the influencers and all of that, like I think that will not just, like when someone gets an item, like that's great, but we have competitive people at our company. Like we have some competition. So that like, I think there's gonna be a little bit of like gamifying like the Axomo 4.0 dashboard and like who gets their orders in the quickest. And I'm not sure if there's an area for this, but like posting pictures of like them wearing their items will only increase everyone else buying items. And so.
Actually, there's a gifting process when you guys send them in, like you take a picture. So it's like the In-N-Out secret menu, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you send in photos and leave a review, you get things. So.
Oh my gosh, okay. All right, but yeah, I think that
to keep whispering.
that's the biggest thing is like in items is it goes further than just like that item, but with your new platform and all that you're building is truly that engagement, culture, and I mean our people are our product. So at the end of the day, we need to keep them happy and keep them at our company.
That's fantastic. Well, guys, Kelly Pozda from Blackwood and Humans of Tech. Check out her podcast.
Yes.
And thanks for joining us today for episode 4 of podcast. And hope you have a safe flight.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down to Utah.
Midnight flight. So worth it, though. Red eye.
Good.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.